Hey there. So last week I was on Amy Walker's Visibility Summit. And during the summit, I got to have a conversation about one of my favorite topics, which is really your ideal client. If you missed the summit, I'm going to put the link in the comments below. It's a fantastic summit full of all kinds of experts, and I'd highly encourage you to click on that link and get access to the summit if you're able. That's kind of beside the point. My point today really is that during the conversation about ideal clients, how to get them, how to find them, how to keep them, there was a question in the comments area that we weren't able to get to. And so it was a good question, so I thought I'd answer it today. I'm Jennifer Tamborski, CEO and Chief Strategist here at Virtual Marketing Experts. So during the summit, we were talking about the first thing you should do to find your ideal client. And that really is to create an ideal client profile. So I know I did that in an earlier live about, figuring out the demographics, the psychographics, all of the things that go along with your ideal client, who they really are, and, what they're thinking and how you can best help them. So one of the questions in the comments sections that I wasn't able to get to was, how do you know when your when your ideal client profile is complete? So here's the thing about marketing and your ideal client. Marketing is an art, and it's also a science. So the art part of it often is creating those graphics and creating those funnels and creating the copy and all of that kind of stuff that really does connect you to your ideal client. Where the science comes in is when you are really figuring out all of those bits and pieces about your ideal client, and it really takes testing. So if you haven't seen one of my videos before about KPIs and all of those kind of things, I encourage you to go back and watch. But really, when you have developed your ideal client, and so your ideal client is who you want to work with. It's not necessarily, it may not be who is attracted to you, however. So what you need to do is figure out if what you're selling is attracting your ideal client. Because if it's not, then some modifications need to be done. And that's where the testing comes in. So if you have a lead magnet, that free option that you're giving to your audience that kind of introduces them to who you are, and you see that maybe your ideal client in your mind is 25 to 35 women, yada, yada, yada. You have a specific client in mind. And you see that maybe 34 to 40-year-old men are more interested in what you're offering. You have two options when it comes to that. You can either switch your focus and to a different client, or you switch what you're selling so that you're attracting that ideal target market. The only way to know that is to test it. And the only way to test it is to get it out there, to get it out into the universe, to get it out there on social media, to get it out there so that you're sharing it, so people are seeing it. And that's really where all of those KPIs, so those key performance indicators, all of those numbers that people tend to shy away from, that's where they come in. And that's where marketing becomes a science. Because you know pretty quickly who likes you and who doesn't. And so you're able to then take that information and feed it back into your business and look at your business structure and your lead magnet structure and your sales funnel structure and your message and make those tweaks so that you are able to attract the ideal client that you want to work with. If your ideal clients are not being attracted to what it is that you are giving away or selling, I would be happy to hop on a call with you and kind of deep dive into that. because that's really what I love to do. I love to figure out what works for people. And I am going to